The quiet medicine of awareness. What if I told you something interesting? Most of the difficulties in our body, aches, fatigue, even illness, are not only physical, they are also deeply connected with the mind. Think about this. Two people with the same illness. One recovers quickly, another struggles for years. What makes the difference? In the Himalayas, where I grew up, many people in the villages had no hospitals, no pharmacies. Yet many of them lived long lives, often cheerful and active, even in their 90s. How? Not by denying problems, but by learning how to relax the mind. The Buddha once said, "Healing comes not from forcing, but from resting in awareness." When the mind relaxes, the body remembers how to heal. Now, please don't misunderstand. Modern medicine is wonderful, very important, but there is also an inner medicine: awareness, kindness, and listening. Here's an experiment. Bring attention to your body right now. Notice, is there any tension in your shoulders, jaw, or stomach? Usually pain is not an enemy. It's like a messenger. Your body is saying, "Please, listen to me." As my teacher used to say, pain is like the ringing of a temple bell. It does not want to harm you. It just wants you to wake up. For many years, I myself felt a tightness in my chest. Doctors said I was fine, but the sensation stayed. It became softer only when I sat quietly and allowed myself to feel sadness for my father, who had passed away many years before. Tears came naturally. After that, the tightness changed. It was like a child inside me finally felt heard. So the first principle of healing: stop fighting with your body and begin listening to it with kindness. Tonight when you rest, you can try this simple practice. Place one hand on your heart, one on your belly, and simply say inside, "Hello, body, I'm here for you." You don't have to fix anything. Begin by listening. Have you noticed how children fall and 5 minutes later, off they run again? But adults, after even a small fall, sometimes take weeks to recover. Why? In Buddhism, we say suffering does not come from change itself. It comes from resisting change. Aging is a perfect example. In modern society, youth is worshipped. But in the Dharma, impermanence is honored. Why? Because everything that falls away makes room for something new, just as leaves fall in autumn to prepare the tree for spring. So aging is not only decline, it is also ripening. A fruit when young is hard and sour. When ripe, it becomes sweet, nourishing. The same with us. I once met a woman, nearly 80 years old, who inspired everyone around her. She wasn't free from arthritis or losses, but she radiated peace. She told me, "I stopped believing I was old. I just say thank you each morning when I wake up breathing." Science even agrees. Studies show those with a positive view toward aging live years longer than those who hate it. So try replacing the thought, "I am falling apart," with "I am ripening." Of course, sometimes our knees sound like wooden chairs. Yes, many of us know that feeling. But even those creaky knees are still carrying you, like branches reaching for the sun. So ask yourself, what belief about aging am I ready to release? Maybe write it down and replace it with, "Each year I grow more open, more connected, more alive." This too is medicine. Now, something very important. What about the emotions we never expressed? In our tradition, we say the body is not only flesh, it is like a book of memories. The liver holds anger. The chest remembers grief. The stomach stores fear. What happens if these feelings are never given space? They don't vanish. They become inflammation, fatigue, depression. Modern psychology now confirms this. Suppressed emotions are linked with illness. One woman joined a retreat I guided. On the second day, during walking meditation, she began to cry. Later she told me, "For the first time, I realized I never grieved for my mother. I was too busy caring for everyone else. After letting herself weep, her body felt relief. When we avoid our emotions, we don't become stronger, we just become heavier. True strength is learning to allow emotions to come and go like clouds in the sky. So here is a practice. Tonight, write a letter to your body. Ask, what have you been holding for me? What feelings have I ignored? Then listen. Even if nothing appears, the listening itself begins the release. Remember, to cry is not weakness, it is cleansing. A little like cleaning the temple floor, making space for fresh incense and light. Many people think, if I just fix this, earn that, buy this, then I will be at peace. But in Buddhism we say, peace is not in the future. Peace is in this moment, now. Most suffering comes from time travel. The mind goes to the past, replaying old regrets, or to the future, worrying about things that may never happen. Meanwhile, the present, alive, real, healing, is invisible. One afternoon, after many days of planning and fixing, I simply sat under a young Bodhi tree in my garden. I wasn't trying to meditate. I just watched the leaves, listened to the breeze. My jaw softened, my chest opened. That simple presence was healing. Try this experiment. Next time you wash dishes, instead of rushing, just feel the warm water. Or when you put on shoes, notice the ground beneath your feet. These small moments, this is presence, and presence is medicine. Science shows even 10 minutes of simple mindfulness each day changes the brain, reduces stress, and supports healing. So here is a practice. Before sleep, take 3 breaths with awareness. Say silently with each inhale, now is safe. With each exhale, now is enough. That's all. Healing begins in the simplicity of now. Now, let's talk about something even more powerful than awareness, meaning. Your body doesn't just respond to breath, it responds to purpose. Sometimes people don't just get sick, they get sick of feeling unnecessary, forgotten, or not remembering why they want to live. It's a strong statement, but it's true. Without a sense of purpose, even a healthy body can begin to fade. But with purpose, even a tired body finds new strength. In Buddhism, we have a teaching called right livelihood. It's not just about your job. It's about the energy behind what you do. When your actions align with your heart, peace follows, and that peace is healing. But please, don't think purpose means you must launch a big foundation or write a best-selling book at 70. It can be very quiet, very gentle, very personal. Purpose can be, I want to teach my granddaughter how to bake, or I want to keep tending to this little garden I love. The lotus, after all, doesn't bloom from perfectly manicured soil. It rises from the mud, from darkness. That's where strength is born. I remember a 92-year-old monk who still taught early morning meditation every single day. I asked him, Rinpoche, why do you still wake up at 4 a.m. to teach? He smiled, tapped his knee, and said, because teaching is why my legs still work. He wasn't joking. His purpose wasn't just in his mind. It had embedded itself into his cells. Science confirms this too. Studies show that seniors with a strong sense of purpose are less likely to develop Alzheimer's and have lower mortality rates. Your why may be more powerful than your what. You may have been told healing means slowing down, but sometimes healing means waking something up. Not your schedule, not your productivity, but your sense of being needed, valued, connected. From a psychological view, this is very powerful. Pain without purpose feels unbearable, but pain with purpose, it becomes a kind of sacred fuel. It gives a story. It makes life feel like a path, not a prison. I once worked with a retired nurse who fell into depression after leaving her job. She said, I feel invisible now. But when she began volunteering just one morning a week, reading to children at the library, her posture changed, her voice brightened. She told me, "It's like my body remembers what I'm here for." Purpose is the most magnetic force you can emit. When you're aligned with something that feels true, life starts to conspire in your favor. You attract the people, energy, and circumstances that reinforce your momentum. It's not superstition, it's vibration, and it begins the moment you choose to mean something to someone or something. Think of your purpose as the sun. You may have cloudy days, you may forget it's there, but when you turn toward it, everything in your inner garden begins to grow, even if slowly, even if silently. The body responds to warmth, especially the warmth of meaning, of purpose. Of course, I'm not saying you need to reinvent the world at 70. Let's be honest. Some mornings just finding your reading glasses feels like a full-time job. But meaning doesn't have to be heavy. Even making someone laugh today can be your sacred work. So the question is not, how many years do I have left? The real question is, what will I bring to the years I have? You're not done if you're still breathing. You're still becoming, and becoming is medicine. Most people never ask this question. They live out their later years waiting for something to fix them. But you, if you're still watching this, you're not waiting. You're remembering. That's rare, and that's powerful. Tonight, write down one reason you still want to wake up tomorrow, even if it's small, even if it's just, I want to see the sunrise. Let that be enough. Let that be the beginning. In Zen, we don't chase purpose like a prize. We discover it moment by moment, in service, in silence, in joy. You are not too old. You are not too late. Your why is still whispering. All it needs is your ear. So, we've explored awareness, emotion, belief, and purpose. Now let's bring it all together and let it land gently in your heart. You are not broken. You are remembering. Remembering that your symptoms are not punishments. They are messengers. That aging is not the end. It's a return to essence. That emotion, when honored, doesn't break you. It frees you. That the present moment is not a delay. It's the medicine, and that purpose, no matter how small, breathes life into every cell of your being. What if healing was never about doing more, but about being more present? What if your body doesn't need a new routine, but a new relationship with you? As you go forward, I invite you to stay curious. Pause often. Ask your body what it needs, not just physically, but spiritually. Let your breath remind you. This moment is sacred. Let your choices say, I'm here, I'm willing, I'm listening. If this has touched something inside you, please like, comment, and subscribe. Share below. What part of your body are you learning to love again? And remember, healing isn't about fixing what's wrong. It's about returning to wholeness, to peace, to the truth of who you already are.